All right, y'all. Good morning. Good frozen morning, I should say. I'm up here in Minnesota. Wow, I had to think of where I was for a minute. Yeah, we're a couple of days after Christmas, a couple of days before New Year's. Ordinarily, it's supposed to be a pretty festive time of year. Sadly, it is not. Matter of fact, it's been a pretty shitty few days, I would imagine. So, I want to give y'all an update on my case. Tell y'all what my plans are. And what I hope to accomplish. I know there's still people who don't realize that I am genuinely meaning every fucking word that comes out of my mouth here. Some of y'all think I'm in this solely for the money. Some of y'all think that I'm just patting my own ego. Some of y'all even think I'm just an asshole. And on that last one, you're right. Been one for the last 40 years. I admit that. But if you are a correctional officer in the state of Ohio, what I started back in September 9th, well really September 5th, when I turned in my uniform, and made the conscious decision to file a lawsuit against the state of Ohio. I'm doing this for you. I love corrections. I really do. I would be hard pressed to know that there is a more noble field in law enforcement that you can find where you have the option to possibly change somebody's life. Now, a lot of people in there, they don't want to change. There's not a lot of convicts left. There's more inmates than there is convicts. We know this, and if you don't know the difference between a convict and an inmate, I'll get to that later. But I've had some pretty proud moments in corrections. My proudest moment was I taught a 57-year-old inmate how to read. I don't care about the commendations. I don't care about the promotions I've had. That right there actually meant more to me than any of that. Inmate down in Florida. Even though this guy's probably never getting out, I think he's in his late 50s, and he still had like 25 years left on his sentence. Florida, you're going to do 85% of the time that they give you. Minimum. Absent some governor's pardon or clemency or extreme situation that this inmate would never get. I doubt this guy would ever have the opportunity to walk me outside again. If he does, he'll be a very old man. No clue what his charge is, don't care, didn't look him up. None of my business. I don't look these guys up. That being said, it takes balls to be a correctional officer. And a lot of people don't have it. Even some of those who work in corrections don't really have the balls to be a correctional officer, it's the truth. But you know what else it takes? It takes confidence in your administration. You can have the biggest balls in the world if you don't have confidence in the leadership of your department, of your institution, of your facility. It's not going to work. You're going to get hurt. What's going to wind up happening is you are going to be in a situation that's a complete no-win situation for anybody. At Toledo Correctional Institution, I had lost 100% faith in the department and the institution to have my best interest, to have the institution's best interest. My feeling was confirmed Christmas Day at Ross Correctional Institution in Chillicothe, Ohio, when Officer Andrew Lansing was killed, murdered by an inmate. Now, the update on the case is it's in appeals in state court, but I'm not going to wait for that decision. I'll probably have that decision next couple of weeks, I'd imagine. It's on an accelerated docket. I don't know how accelerated an accelerated docket is in Ohio. I've never had to deal with the court system. The only time I've ever really had to deal with any court system whatsoever in the state of Ohio was I got a ticket in a semi in Circleville about, 4 years ago? Other than that, I've never had to deal with anything in Ohio as far as court, certainly not civil. But here's what's going on. You've got a director who doesn't appear to give a shit about you. You've got an administration that serves at the pleasure of the director, that they're not allowed to give a shit about you. And I believe this. The update is I'm going to file my claim in federal court. I'm going to file it in the Southern District of Ohio in Columbus. When I do this, I have several people that I'm going to depose. The first person that I want to depose is Annette Chambers Smith. And I can't wait until she has to sit across the table and answer my questions. The good thing, I guess, not having an attorney, it's kind of a pain in the ass because there are a lot of procedural things that I don't know. I'm learning as I go. So that is a bad thing about not having an attorney. The good thing is I get to ask questions. And I have the experience on the job to know what questions to ask. have other people that are giving me situations that still talk to me. Not going to name names. Probably won't even call them as witnesses, to be honest with you, because I don't want to hurt their careers that are within the department. And I have, people in several different places in the department that are giving me information. I don't want to hurt their careers. But I have so many questions, and I'm not going to make them public because I don't want to give her a way to get her legal team to wiggle it out, get the Attorney General a reason or a way to wiggle them out or try to gloss over anything. They're going to be direct questions. I am going to have them ready to go when I get there. They will be in my sealed briefcase. When I open it up, that's when they'll get a look at what I'm going to present to the court. I believe that Annette Chambers Smith has allowed her woke policies to create an extremely hazardous work environment for correctional officers in the state of Ohio. And I love a fight. I am willing to sacrifice ever putting a uniform on anywhere. I am willing to accept a 50-state blackball so that this shit stops. I am willing to sacrifice all of this, a career that I have grown to love, so that there is legal precedent that is set in federal court that says that no, you're not going to do this anymore. You're not going to put CO's lives at risk. I'm not some big fucking hero dude or, one of these crusaders. I'm just me. I'm just a guy willing to take on the fight. And I really want this to go to a jury trial. I want 12 men and women to sit up there and look at the director and the other defendants in my case and say, this is unacceptable. And I encourage every one of y'all who's ever worked in the state of Ohio within the statute of limitations, and I'm not sure what that is. Statute of limitations really wasn't a concern of mine because I filed so close to the incident occurring that I knew it wasn't going to be an issue. So somebody go look up statute of limitations in Ohio. If you're within that statute of limitations and you have been assaulted by a convict and the state did not prosecute, I suggest you do the same thing I'm doing. You want this to stop? This is the only way it's going to stop. The lower court gave the motion to dismiss to the state. The higher court which is the appellate court. It's in there right now, waiting on them to make a decision. But I'm not even going to wait for their decision. I'm just going to go file. It's a $400 filing fee, and however much the process server is going to cost me to go serve these people. Good thing is, I know a process server in Ohio. So, I'll make sure that it's done properly. If you're working, if you're on the job, be safe. Watch each other's back, and remember, we never walk alone. Y'all stay safe.